This world is not made up of individual people. This world is made up of nations and communities of people. You will realise that the solution that lies ahead is not in the hands of one person. The solution is to reinvigorate the national idea and to reinvigorate this country as to what it should be. A new nation to be made of it, with a new anthem and a new flag and a new people that will not tolerate to be treated like pieces of garbage. Our people are held down by an anchor whose chain is wrapped around the throat of Britannia, dragging it to the bottom of the sea and destroying its destiny. Our people have a destiny, and it's high time that they remembered that they do, because the day is going to come soon when the chains of Marxism and liberalism will shatter, and our people will rise to a new future, a future that they deserve, built upon their own strength and their own determination to succeed. The chains of Marxism will shatter. Britannia, who has been cast into the grave by the filthy hand of Marxism, will be born again. And when she is, when Britannia rises again from the grave, then we shall see who is truly stronger.
Thank you very much for that, Alex. So before I introduce the final speaker of the day, I'd like you to pay special notice to the number of beeps that we've had from passers-by today. Normal people who agree with our message. The press and the far left want you to believe that you are the minority, but we're not the minority, we are the majority. And they try to scare us by calling us things like Nazi and racist. Well, if being called the nasty words is the price that we have to pay to save our people, then you can call us those words every single day.
Should have loved it at window, Josh.
So our final speaker of the day today is a man who needs no introduction, but I'll give him one anyway. He's dedicated 2 decades of his life towards securing a future for our people. He's the leader of the largest and fastest growing nationalist organisation in the United Kingdom. Please welcome Mark Collett.
Thank you. I hope you can all hear me. And firstly, I want to thank you all for coming out today. And I want, when you all go home, for you to tell your friends, your family, to share this on social media, to let the people know there is a resistance against this tyranny. Now this week in the press, I don't know whether you saw the story of an 87-year-old pensioner. She died over Christmas, and the official cause of her death was hypothermia. She froze to death in her own home. And at the inquest into her death, it was read out that she had told people she was scared to turn on her heating because she didn't think she would be able to afford to pay the bills. She froze to death because she was scared to heat her home. Yet across the road, there are people who have given nothing to Britain, who turned up on a dinghy and were housed straight away. They do not worry about heating their home, or where the food will come from, or about how they're going to wash their laundry. It is all done for them. And this isn't a one-off. This is taking place all over this country. They are even housing them in 5-star hotels that none of us could afford to stay in. And do you know how much this costs? Is it millions? No. Is it tens of millions? No. Is it hundreds of millions? No. It costs the taxpayer, us, 1.3 billion per year. Over Christmas, we heard about the lady who died in her house. Her husband rang an ambulance and she died because the ambulance took 16 hours to arrive. When these people arrive, there's a queue of ambulances on the beach to make sure that they're looked after properly. And what about us? The Conservative government are now telling us that we're going to have to pay every time we go to see our doctor or take a visit to accident and emergency. Yet, the same Conservative government spends £66 million a year on interpreters and translators for migrants in our NHS. Is this justice? Is this fair? And what of these migrants when they're settled here? Well, this week we found out about an adult migrant, an adult who was placed in a school with 14-year-old girls because he claimed to be 14. He told the government he was 14 and they believed him, they took his word, and he spent the next few months bullying the little girls in that school into sending him indecent photos of themselves. He went on to murder an aspiring Royal Marine. We fed him, we housed him, we cared for him. We are being replaced, and it's all right to be angry at the migrants, but the people we really need to be angry with are the traitorous politicians who are orchestrating our replacement. By 2066, white people will be a minority in Britain. White Britons already only make up 43% of the population in Birmingham, only 37% of the population in London. This is being done because our politicians want to get rid of you. They want to get rid of us. And what do they always say? They always say they understand our concerns and we're all in it together. How can they understand our concerns when they're living off the back of us like parasites? When they vote themselves pay rises every year whilst we struggle to heat our homes? How many people do you know that when they cook a meal, they leave the oven door open to heat their house up a little bit? Politicians don't understand our concerns because the heating's on full in their houses and you're paying for it all. When they say we're all in it together, we're not. They're in it with the migrants. They're the ones living off the public. We're in it on our own. And it's time that we, the British people, took the power back. It's time that we got these parasitical politicians off our back. It's time that we said, we will not be replaced. This is our country. Our people should be put first. Charity begins at home. We must stop the digging, we must stop the invasion, and the ones that are here have to go back. Britain is full, and next time you go to the polls, next time there's an election, next time these parasites knock on your door and ask for your vote, send them packing. Tell them that you've got no love for them. Tell them they're not gonna replace you. We're gonna replace them. Vote the parasites out. Thank you for being here today. Spread the word. Tell your friends, your neighbours, tell your family. There is a resistance. There is an alternative. This is the fight back. Thank you.